Okay, we're good. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Committee of the Whole meeting for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. Start of another school year. Oh, yip, 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 parade.
Excited?
I'd like to call this meeting to order. We have met official compliance of all notifications. Roll call, please.
Catherine Gamon.
Here.
Laura Gapsky, excused. Nick Olson.
Here.
Sarah Schubert McCone.
Here.
Shelley Moen.
Here.
Nick Schumacher here. President Steve Olson.
Here. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education held in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. There is a time for comments by members of the public during the meeting as indicated on the agenda. Members of the public wishing to address the board on any of the topics included on tonight's agenda may do so by signing up on the public comment sign-up sheet by the entrance prior to the start of the meeting. The board requests refraining from making any comments involving personally identifiable information about students, staff, or administration. Comments should be respectful, focused on the items being considered by the board, and will be restricted to 3 minutes in length. Do we have any speakers this evening, Ann?
No.
Then we'll move on to our agenda. Action taken at today's meeting is to forward the recommendation for final approval at the next regular school board meeting on Monday, September 8th, 2025. Report from our superintendent.
Just have one thing, but Christine will be joining us at our meeting next week. So she'll be giving us a Cooper update. That's all I have.
Lots to update, I bet.
Yeah. I'm sure she'll have plenty to talk about with her school improvement.
Thank you. We'll move on to the board committee reports, budget insurance committee.
So I have one action item this evening, the gifts, grants, and requests. And administration recommends approval to accept gifts, grants, and requests received in August of 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
David, is there any clarification that we need to make on this?
No, I see Pam's made the change.
Okay,
As far as next and.
okay.
We appreciate the gifts. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, discussion items, we have none. Informational items, equalization aid update from David C.
Yep, so I'm just going to go over this real quick. One, I'm just going to preface it, but as I've said before, the tax levy is going to go up, so taxes are going to go up for the next year. But this past week, the equalization aid numbers came out. Usually that's not a big deal. They give me an estimate, and the estimate's usually really good. The estimate this year, way off. The equalized value of all the property for the district of Superior actually went down 1.6%. It's absolutely unheard of. I've had my consultants down south calling me up, calling them saying, what's going on here? The way the equalization aid works is it takes three different things. It takes our shared costs, it takes our membership, and it takes the equalization value of all the property we have in the district. Our shared costs stay pretty flat. Our membership is falling. And up until this year, our equalization value has been going up. Kind of in line a little more than with what the rest of the state's going on. And that what that is causing is our equalization aid is going down every year. So from last year to this year, we're actually going to go down $2 million or $1.8 million. And we're looking at about a $1.8 million increase in our tax levy. So pretty much 100% of the increase on our tax levy is going to be attributed to the fact that the state's giving us less aid. But with this huge shift in the equalization value, unfortunately, it's a year behind. So when I tell you these numbers, it's for not this 25-26, but it's actually 26-27. We're actually going to go up a little bit on equalization. The average for the state was an increase value of 8%, and we went down 1.6%. I talked to the city today to say, hey, what is going on with this? What's causing this huge dramatic fall? And it's some issues they had with the marina being on the tax base when it should have been. And then a re-evaluation of commercial property at the state level. how that really helped us, I don't really know, because all areas have this, this commercial property. So in other words, what I'm saying is this is really good news as far as our tax levy for not this year, but next year. We could see, what I can probably see is staying flat. The thing that's gonna hurt us for this year is when we go out and we communicate our tax levy, we do it in two ways. One, it's a total levy. We're gonna levy for $32 million this year is about my estimate. And then we also communicate it as mill rate. So mill rates are per $100,000, or yeah, per $100,000 is how much you're gonna pay for taxes. Up until 3-4 years ago, we were at like $9. Then our mill rate tanked. Values spiked, levies didn't increase, so really pulled the mill rate down to, last year I think we were at $6.85. This year we're actually, I was anticipating before this huge change in the aid is probably $7.20 on mill rate. Now mill rate's jumping up to $7.88. So it's just gonna be another thing that we need to communicate out to the community, say, hey, this mill rate, it's changing, not because we get any more money or anything like that. It's really what it's just saying is you guys don't have as much wealth as you did last year. So it's, I just wanted the board to be aware of it, because it's, these are the little things that I get caught up in, the minutia of it. And it's like, this is a huge thing that's going to have these huge ramifications. And when I looked at, neighboring districts, our neighboring districts didn't see this. So this was, like I said, absolutely unprecedented. I had the lead of our consultant, somebody I talk to about once a year, you literally call me up and say, you need to figure out what's going on here. Make sure this looks all right, because this is a huge outlier for Superior. So.
We have one additional information item, which is the Fund 10 revenue and expenditure preliminary reports.
This was revenue, so again, it's don't be much of revenue, but let's start getting it, I got our tax on last week or 2 weeks ago, and that was $9 million, so you'll see a huge jump on that, so.
Okay, that ends my report.
All right, thank you. Operations Committee, Sarah.
I have no action items, no discussion items, informational items. Steve is here to give us a update on the Bryant window project.
That's a little update. We're about 90% complete. We have 2 windows that are on either side of the stairwells that are left to be done. With supply constraints, those should be going in the week of the 15th September. So it's given a couple weeks for the school to get going. We have plans in place for children drop off, pick up, all that kind of stuff. They've replaced 65 windows, replaced broken, cracked brick, deteriorating brick, mortar joints, put new window blinds in, did a lot of the sheetrock and paint around it. Corrugated metal on the corners, they're called the curtain wall. Did some structural steel work, some roof work, and then replaced 3 doors. So it's all coming together. We got a little bit left to do, and it's all just this quality assurance type stuff. So making sure we get a good product.
So just to clarify, sorry, the bulk of the project will be done in a couple weeks, right?
The bulk of
And
the
there's-
project's done right now, ma'am. We have,
But they'll see a little bit of work in a couple weeks
There
with
is.
some finishing stuff, and then
Yes.
potentially later in the year that,
later in the year, and it shouldn't affect the kids. It should be
Yeah.
weekends, after hours. all-
just so you know what's happening there. Thanks.
Thank you. And it looks like Pat will be here next week to talk about back to school transportation.
I can actually
Oh.
talk now.
That's fine.
Please do.
So we had busing today. It actually went really well, just like I was expecting.
It actually went really well.
I think that was gonna be his ask, but it went really well. It's not like I'm looking over my shoulder, looking for shadows. So, but yeah, it went well. We have 6th graders tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But Yeah, so I'm happy with how it went for today. And right now we're looking forward to, after we get through this first week and a half, we're gearing up we're getting pretty excited for the haunted bus. We're looking at getting a couple extra items this year that I think will go over really well. And yeah, the team's excited about being back and looking forward to the new year.
I know the kids love the haunted bus, so they always a highlight.
I think the staff like.
Yeah, I think
That too. That too.
Got to add, got my new tradition in River to end on a good thing when I talk. But you know, I
Just been going.
make this maybe number 2. Just this past month, Pat was working with our propane provider. That's what we run 85% of our buses on, and was able to negotiate significant savings. So we're looking at over $10,000 by him working with a vendor. So it was, every penny counted. It was he put a lot of work into it.
Nice work.
Nice job. Wonderful. Good share. That's all I got. Mr. President.
Personnel negotiations, Mr. Olson.
Couple action items. Administration recommends approval for the September 2025 new hires and separations report.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? We pretty much.
Yeah,
fully staffed?
where are we, Molly, with?
Are we fully staffed?
We have a couple of support staff positions that we need to interview for the next week here, and then substitute teachers will be added on as well. I get those, I'll be at least after hiding.
Sure. Are there applicants or is it? Oh, okay. Good. Nice.
Yeah, we've had a good applicant pool this summer.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Administration recommends accepting the resignation and releasing Aaron Fezzi, high school principal, from his 25-26 school year contract per his request, effective August 29th, 2025, with the liquidated damages provision waived.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
So I'd just like to acknowledge and thank Aaron. He came to us in 2011. He was a teacher for us, a coach, instructional coach, an assistant principal, and then finally the principal at the high school. Want to thank him for his service to the district and definitely wish him the best as he moves on to another venture in his life.
Yes. Thank you, Aaron. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. No discussion items, no informational items, and that concludes. Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Olson. Next, Policies and Rules Committee, Shelley?
We're doing each of these separately?
Yes.
Administration proposes the approval of changes to the following policies based on Neola recommendations in order to be in compliance with federal law updates. First reading of policy 6231, budget implementation. This policy is revised to clarify language regarding fund balance expenditures consistent with current practices.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, a motion to approve in a second. Is there any other discussion?
It's pretty just plain Jane stuff.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. First reading of policy 6235, fund balance. This policy is updated to include additional rationale and options for a district's management of fund balances.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
There's one line on here that says the target fund balance range for maintaining the district's financial stability is 15% of the preceding year's fund tend expenditures. Is that what we've been running?
No, we're running higher than that. That's the minimum. That's when I get below 15%, I need to get in front of you guys so we can make decisions.
You know what we sit at Normally,
20,
What is the audit?
25?
been? Almost 30?
Yeah, they want, I'd be pretty well.
If you're running that low, are you at risk of having cash flow and have to do short-term borrowing?
When you
Okay.
get down to like 15 range, is when I'm gonna have to start. So.
Good job, David.
For discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. First reading of policy 7430, safety standards. This policy has been revised to clarify what information is required to be reported to the board. Recommended for consistency with statutory requirements.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. First reading of policy 8600, transportation. This policy revision clarifies the transportation obligations for a student with a disability as defined in their individualized education program.
Motion to approve.
second.
Any discussion?
Anything on here, Dina, that's new or no, it's just their responsibilities.
Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. There are no informational items tonight and no discussion items. This ends my report.
Thank you. Teaching and Learning Committee.
All right, no action, discussion, couple informational items. Kate Tesh, Director of Continuous Improvement and Assessment. Update on plan and leadership, shared leadership team. Hello.
I haven't seen you for a little bit, so I just wanted to update you on our work in August. We had a very successful 2.5 days with our shared leadership teams. Principals and their teams came together at Cooper. We worked through some learning and some professional development, but also figuring out where schools want to go within kind of the overarching view of the work that we all did with our strategic plan. So I think it's always a really amazing couple of days every August. It's exciting to start the year, and the teams do such a spectacular job that it's a really cool process to observe and be a part of. Every building walked away with a great analysis of their data. They did a needs assessment, a SWOT analysis, just like we all did when we went through the process. I tried really hard to kind of create similar processes that we went through when we created the strategic plan last year. I thought that was an important link to our district strategic plan. So at the end, we walked away with each building having their action plan in the form of a CPR card, a continuous performance report. So now from a district structure, we have our district strategic plan, continuous performance report. From a district level, the actions we're taking, and now each building has their continuous improvement plan in the format of a continuous performance report card, monitoring their action steps with dates and who's responsible. And we had some really great energy, and people are excited, and we're excited today getting to see kids in front of them. So it was a really great day. The work doesn't just end there, though. So we know that that's the work we continue on through our structures with shared leadership team, building staff meetings, building the work happening in our professional learning communities throughout our buildings. So just wanted to kind of give you a little update on that.
Cool.
You've been working hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's busy. Today's the first day we take a breath, and everybody else is extra busy. So yeah.
Thanks.
And it was a great first day out in buildings today. So, felt great. Thank you.
Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Kate.
All right, Jennifer Willoughby, Director of Early Childhood and Family Education, update on Indian education and 4K and before and after school programming.
Good evening. I do have a few updates to share.
So 4K enrollment, I always like to share just kind of where we're at once the school year starts and where the numbers kind of all shook out for us. We are still enrolling students though, so we still may see a few more, but I'd say the majority of them are probably with us already. We have 4K at all of our elementary buildings, YMCA and Cathedral this year. We have about 156 students enrolled. It's about 50 students less than where we were at last year. And as you may remember, that is probably a direct correlation, or it would be a direct correlation to Head Start no longer partnering with us for 4K. So they held on to many of their 4-year-olds who were in their 3-year-old preschool programming the year prior. So the kids just rolled into a 4-year-old classroom. Kindergarten, though, I kind of looked just to see where we were at, and we're at 254, which is pretty similar to where we were for 4K. So I would anticipate that for kindergarten next year, our numbers will be similar again. For before and after school programming. So before school programming is offered through the YMCA. They are full at all of their locations. They're still looking for staff for some of their schools. Northern Lights has a pretty lengthy wait list at this point in time. So I know they're still searching for staff to work that before school programming there. But they were able to change around their licensing a little bit to get more students in at the schools that they could at all the other elementary buildings. So they could work with licensing to make that happen. So they have 2 different age groups in each of the schools. Our after school enrollment is looking good. I'd say we're up just a little bit, maybe about 10 students from last year. We're at 288 students. And we still have about 15 to 20 we're in processing. We have received probably about 70 enrollments over the weekend. So we were busy in the office today. Jill was very busy working on all of those. And then Indian education, just an update about what's going on there. We had some tabling happening for open houses. So that was fun. Nice to get out and see kids and families. I was at the middle school in Cooper. We had parents at high school, Cooper and Great Lakes helping out with those too. So that was, it was great. We were able to be there and connect with families, share paperwork, share books, things like that. We'll be meeting the 4th Wednesday of every month. One of our first activities we're planning is going to be on Indigenous Peoples Day, October 13th. So we'll have an event at the middle school that evening. So after you're done here at the board meeting, you can head over there if you want to come say hi. And then drumming will start up at the middle school again, September 16th. So the sign up for that is being shared Thursday when we send our first newsletter out. Any questions? Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's it.
All right. That does conclude our meeting tonight. Our next meeting is Monday, September 8th, when we will have our regular school board meeting. Entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Motion a second to adjourn. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.